Alright, welcome back everyone. We're gonna try to finish this. I don't even want to keep the music on or not. But I think we're nearly there. So we went through a lengthy conversation. We know the killer now. We met the cryptid. I think the game partially crashed, but then recovered itself during that moment because it was like clicking back and forth or something like that. We can always reload that for next time, but I'm not sure if there's a point to it. But yeah, my focus is to wrap this whole thing up. Oh yeah, I played back my stream of the last conversation we had with this person, and I was like, wait, he did that too? There was so many things happening. Not so many things, just a lot to go through, and don't think my mind can process it. Not even in the best of times. Anyway, let's proceed. Come on. See, this is a bug. It's weird. The old man stares at the reed's face, shows no emotion, only a faint tremor passes over his features like a leaf in the wind. What has happened to this man? We found some things in the Phasmid's nest, Mr. Dross. He stares and reads. Your words don't stir anything, and perhaps you should. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. Oh yeah, that's right. There's nothing else to say. The plastic cape flaps around his face. Gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. Well, perhaps the Phasmid wanted us to show him that. Let's give that a shot. Show him the ceramic helmet. Nothing, just out staring. Not even rage left wherever he is. The last embers have gone out. The war is over. If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would pull it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Tross could have picked it up, or the Phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible. Show him the detached scope. He turned his eyes to it. You lost it, Mr. Dross? He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes. He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over here with the help of a magpie Phasmid. The lieutenant observes lens sparkle in your hand. The sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot? Silence, not even a sigh. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being. I'm going to let you rest now, Mr. Dross. Okay. I think it's a type of game that is not easy to to read out loud. I might leave that music off. I mean, is there anything else around here? When we said that it felt like someone's watching us, could it be that it was the Phasmid? And not Mr. Dross? Oh, what's this? Class E. Is there more? What? Oh, that was the entrance. It says that we should take a nap. Maybe we'll get some additional dialogue or something. Yeah. Maybe a little shut-eye, just an hour, go to sleep. Your face, the concrete wall. There's less light here. In the dark corner, like a dog, you lie there. Pull your legs under your chin. The blanket feels cold. It's someone else's blanket, and the room is all concrete and cold. Sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Slowly your eyelids close. Sleep is merciful this time, brother.
Sleep
Oh, here we
is
go.
merciful this time, brother. Not too deep. Lit by the continuous sound of the sea outside.
And the shape of the insect. Its cyclical praying motion just going on and on. That thing looking at you. You. Two things standing in front of each other.
No, relax, man. It's just the comfortable darkness. Interrupted by the pain in your body. A telegraph. Far away.
And your mind healing too, weaving itself back into shape. Shouldn't have used the healing stuff. I'm like hoarding those things, even though I can keep buying them. You did it. You solved the case. Somehow you managed to dodge it all. The church, the window, and the bad book in the store. Really? Bad book in the store? The church, the window. On the shelf, you made it across the Black Sea unharmed. What? Nothing, just threats that pass by outside the wall. Ill omens from another life. Not this one. You ignore them. Good. The sleep is nourishing. Take more of it. The window? Bad book? We couldn't get inside the church. Oh, unless there's a key for it. Turn to the other side.
You do so many times. Until dim light starts peeking into the hood you're under. The rough caracol. More and more each second. Time to face it again. The world. And you.
Open your eyes.
Yes?
Are we going to talk about the boots I'm wearing? Okay, let's talk about it. You stole the boots. He looks at the gleaming technological footwear you're sporting. Congratulations. That must have taken enormous concerted effort, considerable ingenuity and timing. Now I'm going to report you and you're going to jail. Go to jail. Lie. To get out of it. Please don't. I was just... These are not the same boots. It was a joke, sadly. There's nothing I can do about your delinquency, he sighs. What's done is done. Let's get back to the police work. Hey, it helped us in some ways with the preferable dice rolls, maybe? I don't care about your insane theft, the lieutenant thinks and looks away from the boots. Just know, if anyone asks me, I will snitch on you. Alright. There's nothing more I can say about that. Oh, maybe not. I think perhaps we should wrap it up. Thanks for watching over me, Kim, and helping me out, nursing me back from the wound. The gunshot wounds. Oh. What was that? describing the environment. Oh, more of this, eh? A silent hissy air moving through the needles of a pine tree to the east. The faraway roar of the city doesn't like today's stream before it. The sound of sand, the low tide filtered through its grains, bird tending to its feathers. Ahead, a low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating hollow. A big building. Beyond that, further north, air flows out of the pillbox window. There's very little there. The air crosses flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless. Below silence, a jitter. A sound impatient to happen, but not yet in this world. You hear some kind of limb fidget, producing an imperceptible tick. No, it's just your imagination. You can't hear such things. Kim. Yes. Momentarily, the sounds are swept away. Pain shoots up your right foot and into your groin. Have you noticed how quiet it is? I have. Is that why we're stopping? Wait. I have to listen to one more thing. Open your eyes and stop listening. Well, there's nothing else. Nothing else is there. I think we can... There's nothing more, I don't think. Oh, I should have cleared all the stuff out before leaving island. I'm gonna break the flow of the game now by doing some... Oh no. They were deleting stuff? We can't delete it. Yeah, I'm breaking the flow. I know, I'm just trying to figure out if you can actually... No, you cannot delete from here. Fair enough. Alright. Let's return to the mainland. We're done here, he says, adjusting his glasses as he looks out over the water. The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea's calm. I was wrong. I thought the other person was the bureaucrat in that apartment. It's not. It's, I must have missed a few things because I didn't mention the name, I think. I don't remember. Because I remember them saying there was a 2 police officer. I thought that they managed to catch... For some reason, I thought they managed to catch Claes. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff. Wait, I thought they were waiting for us over there. Oh.
You're quite the tide brought in.
Says the man without glasses. Suddenly his expression changed and he tilts his head. Is it overly loud suddenly?
What is that? Fallen AC? What's with all the performance gear? Are you back in high school?
Oh wait, we shouldn't be doing this. Hang on, let's go back. We should be dressed appropriately. Get back to our officer's gear before he says, "Did you take evidence? Like the shoes?" Yeah, I'm sort of cheesing it a bit. I mean, in some ways, it shouldn't matter. Like, hey, I could go, hey man, I can do whatever I want, dude. What pants should I give him? Oh, I didn't get the other boots. Perception. Oops. Going back to disco. Hmm. Oh, we're gonna get told off about the car as well. It's to be expected.
Look what the tide brought in.
Says the man without sunglasses, suddenly expression change, and he tilted his head.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Why is this audio? It's all over the place. It's like suddenly so loud. Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags, but where are his sunglasses? Wait. Sunglasses. Wait, what?
That's right. And you're bleeding. Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Better not bring that up.
Hello, I'm Trent Heidelstamm.
What
I
the-
believe we've met on several occasions.
Hold up. I've forgotten about this Jean person. Completely. And person with sunglasses? Wow, my memory's terrible.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicmar, and this is your special task force.
What?
Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heidelstamm, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We have come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Oh, he had the wig on, right? He was in disguise.
Lieutenant Kim Kisoragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island where our investigation led us.
He points to the sea fort. The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your
we might
actions.
need your help with something later.
He adds, suddenly regaining his confidence, as if he recalled that he's, in fact, decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty
But this
boy.
is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you gotta have my back. Let's destroy them. Alright, I think he's been involved way too much. I don't want to drag him into it. Like, he's like a temporary partner, right? I think. I don't want to, because he helped me a lot already.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
She says warmly, flashing Kim the tiniest of smiles. What's
Ari,
this
we want
about?
to help you. Trant, I believe this is where you come in.
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic. You should never address her using those words again.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
What the?
No, Trant, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What? What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Huh. Maybe I do deserve that one. The cafeteria manager, you told us where you went. What? I understand. God. Okay, God told you. And she looks around. People in the street helped us too, with your whereabouts. You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local drunk. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you before. It's okay, she sighs. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually. She gestures toward Vicamere. We're just worried. That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you every time you don't show up to work, or even you do, but stink. You're a worry fest. She was worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries instead of working. So Trent Hiddlestam turns out to be Special Consultant Trent Hiddlestam. Yes, I'm Trent Hiddlestam. Never said I wasn't Trent Hiddlestam. Wait, what was up with the kid then? Mikkel's my son. What was up with all that interesting history? Spying on me? No, I was just interested in the failed building and the Martinez beachhead. Mikkel wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence. Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he's worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building. So what are you special consulting here? What indeed? He looks at the dilapidated shacks. Then you. I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Konigstein? Sorry, I'm mispronouncing that. I was saying it in the terrible way. In the 30s, like partial psychotropic amnesia, group personality theory. He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on. Duped again. No one's who they say they are. Dupe. Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily. Yeah, okay. That does have something to do with it. Yes. I'm getting defensive with the other one. The dialogue. No, everyone's just a brilliant master of disguise. You mentioned a task force. Refresh my memory. Who else is in this? Refresh your memory. It's a major crimes unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trent, Hiddlestam, and Gulahmi Bevy. I cannot pronounce that. He stares at you. I'm technically just civilian advisor. You're part of this show. Yeah, who's Gualim? Okay, that's an interesting story actually. It's not smiling. Police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trent because I'm forcing him to stay. Okay, so what does the unit do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We're tier now, Harry, because of you. Dung tier. Your posse, or what's remains of it, handpicked, hand lost. The 41st isn't, he throws off, not wishing to finish the sentence. Where have you all been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal. Harry, he shifts his weight, crosses his arm, and looks at you in the eye. You told us to off. You said we're cramping your style. You're a detective god. Everything. All will burn. Detect or die. Whoa. Yeah, wait, so you let me face a squad of train killers alone just to teach me a lesson? It wasn't like that. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we? I said all those things. No, that's fair, Jean. I'm not like that anymore. Yes, you're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentance a million times over. None of this is ringing any bells. Move on. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage, Trent. He turns to the blonde. This is where you come in. How bad is it? Well, he doesn't have visible tremors. He talks without slurring. He can drive a boat. He's standing reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic. Meaning you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, isola, pale, and so on. As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch. He makes air quotes, but also mine with him before, when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting. Interesting? Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, he turns to you. What do you think happened to you neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically? I'm a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. Wait, socioeconomically? You think I'm so poor I lost my memory? Not when you phrase it like that, but I don't think critical theory. I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched, pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here. What? He lost his memory because of capitalism? No, not like that. I'm not talking Vredefort school here, but Harry, I ask you, what do you think happened? Capitalism. Capitalism, me beyond all recognition. Trent is right. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defense mechanism. Psychotraumatic amnesia. Trent, he turns to the special consultant. I can go for that. He's a broken man, always has been. Who isn't? I know I am, but you know what? He turns back to you. I keep mine together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying or insane or both. But Detective Vickermere, she interjects. He has blanked out before. I have? Yes, a couple times. After some of the more serious benders, she pauses, remembering. One was after the two drunks case. The other, when we look into that mural. What the? Interesting. So at first, he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea. Yes, practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak. What do you mean? Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approach, and defect. Look at the sensory input here. He gestured toward the scenery. Look at the ruins. The neon, listen on the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape. To borrow a known metaphor, Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market, he nods confidently. He just needed for it to end. Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I didn't deliver that properly. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in Major Crimes Unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that. He is not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective. What now? Line detective is good for now. For now, he looks at you, then at Trant. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the potty, or do we need to get him on a disability pension? What now? Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. Really? No. Now we discuss that, he points to the water. What the did you do to our motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? I don't know what it's doing there. I drove in an ocean when I was drunk. So refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 rail of police property that's coming out of everyone's payslip. It doesn't matter. He excels to calm his breathing. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge. Wait, my badge? The thing that tells people you're a police officer. I got my badge right here. Show it to them. I'm lost. In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager finger can't sustain grip on a smooth plastic. Oh no. And the badge slips out of your hand. You juggle the badge for a second unsuccessfully and it lands on the ground some 2 meters away. Ouch. You strain your elbow trying to catch that stupid thing. He found it. The patrol officer picks it up and gives it back to you, slippery and cold. He found it, Gene. It's his badge. The man stares at you, unimpressed. And your gun? I don't have it. As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. I may have pawned it anyway. It's gone now. I'm on it. I'm trying to track it down right now. But you haven't because you're drunk. You lost your gun and you're drunk. You're a drunk, gunless bum. I can smell it. I'm not drunk. I haven't started drinking again. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like corpse then? He's wounded. He looks at you. It's been a long week, and he handled an actual corpse. What I've discovered. Yeah, it's been a bit of a week. I'm sorry I smell bad. A bit of a week, he squints. You're drunk, and you let a suspect escape, a certain Kais, because you were what? Because you were too drunk to assess her flight risk. We've read the reports, Harry, Lieutenant Kitsuragi's. We know. Not taking her in was the right thing. She gave vital clues that led us to island. Okay, I got duped there. She pulled one on me. Duped again? Not for one moment do I believe you quit drinking. He rubs his face in frustration. I'm not even going to get into the other suspect who also escaped. A ruby something. Or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Wow. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was mass murder. He did everything he could, the lieutenant interrupts him. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals. Here comes the cavalry. He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot not once but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. I'm just sorry. Stop being sorry for 5 minutes, it says in a lowered voice. Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation. He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs. You spent the week with him on this case. What is your take on the case? Lieutenant Yefritor Dubois. Well, he pulls up his collar. The drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge, that's all true. But I haven't been drinking though. Although he's not, that's right, although he has not been drinking on the job this week. Thank you. See? 1 week. Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize profusely. That's true. Making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's It's just strange, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a true blue moralist. Uh-oh. It's like, I've forgotten. I don't even know the sides of things now. It's like, I don't know if there's different tones to it. I don't even know how to describe it. Layers, a man of the center, not prone to political outbursts. Okay. Which is commendable, but also at odds with his behavior. Yeah, it's very conflicting, contradictory, paradoxical. And then there's a motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for, he breathes in sharply. But despite all this, he's a great detective, one of the best I've seen, in fact. You can talk human beings into telling him anything and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. He is tireless, madly driven. Thank you, Kim. Those are very kind words. And he solved it near perfectly in 1 week. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. He pauses. Oh, and he also discovered a new species, a colossal stick insect, 3 meters tall. I'm not sure we should be bothered mentioning that. It on the island camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from them. I did not unfortunately get a photo, but I believe it may have been the Insulinian phasmid. I know this sounds fantastic, but I'm a 4 times decorated lieutenant of the RCM. I do not make up encounters with cryptids. To spice up my day, I'm very, very sane. I don't doubt you, Lieutenant. If you say it was an Insulindian phasmid, then it was an Insulindian phasmid. Maybe you should have taken a photo. But I feel like if we did that, something bad might happen. Say nothing. By God, is it somehow connected to the case? The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic. How can it contribute to his mental state? It's probably not connected per se, but the perpetrator knew of its existence. So it is connected? We could order a search. I could get people from Epis on the island, entomologists, doctors. There must be signs of it in the reeds. If we found the Insulinian phasmid, well, that would be absolutely exceptional. The PR value alone. Why are we going into that? It's like... There, you need to make your case now. The floor is yours. He prepared it well. Alright. The killer, Lilianovic Dross. We have a strong motive for him. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovic, Lasovic. The revolutionary saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms derived from the mother's name instead. What? The man's mother was Lillian. He's Lillian's son, Lilianovic. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it into Revachol. So it is what the soldier of ICM would have been called. Thank you, Trent. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. He turned to you. You said you have A motive? Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy. Yeah, I think it was an act of jealousy. Initially, he might have wanted to start the war, but as time progressed, I think it was just jealousy. Jealousy. I thought this Lilia Novik was an old man to have been hiding for 50 years. 70 something? He nods. A strange psychosexual fascination results spending all the time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we had ballistics from the gun matching the bullet found in the dead man's mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to. It's a clean win. Oh, it's way more than that. Way, way more. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work in bouts. Bouts don't last. He buttons his jacket. I can smell the booze on the wind. God. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there, like in your bones or something. It will pass in time. Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nests. Female? What makes you think so? You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female and the nesting behaviors too, I think. Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest? Not as far as I could see. There were other things though. There though, he turns to you. It had gathered items in the nest, helmet and scope. Actually, you know, this would indicate it was male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They're attracting mates. Could have been male, actually. It must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs. No, maybe, I don't know. We should really get that cryptozoologist. It's his thing, isn't it? Or his and his wife's thing. Hang on, what can I still do that? I still think it was female. Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. He paused, turning something over in his head. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs. Okay. Pathogenesis? I think it reproduces by So it says, as in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Just a hunch? Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's male, female. The bow would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation. That makes sense, yes. Very interesting. He looks around, quickly assessing the coast. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here. It had mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside. Yes, but also reed-colored beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looks like reed tufts on its limbs. Incredible, he repeats, turning to Vicamere. It's toughy that you don't have a photo. This would look very, very flashy in the papers. None of it says vigilante murderers to me at all. Great PR. Great. I tried to, but I only got a blur. Ouch. He can still work. He did try to take a photo. When Steelwork Cop discovers new species in there, I know a good guy in La Majest, but only after the Eco Superior people find it. I don't know. This cannot be done by fringe people. Oh no. It needs to be white coats and glassware for this fly. We need professionals to look at the reeds. You're doing good here, perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead or no? Oh yeah, this thing. The previous head of the Debadors Union was assassinated by our killer. The lieutenant lowers his voice just a little. This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open in Martinez, when Everard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere. And eyes, too. You return from the island must not have gone unnoticed. Understood, of course. But a case against Everett would be big. The consultant, too, has lowered his voice. I would prefer not partake in anything union-related for political neutrality. Wow. They're powerful. I also look into the mystery of Doom Commercial Area. He shrugs. I don't know what a Doom Commercial Area is. Well, businesses are bankrupt. I looked into it. Why? That's not what you're supposed to do here. There was a possible witness in there, and I was close to the crime scene. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay. Of course, she turns to Vicamia. Call it community outreach, right? Dodged a bullet there. For a moment, it seemed like you were just wasting time. Oh, thank you again, Kim. And Judith. So what do you say? Want to take this hot back? Point to yourself. I don't want to, but you discover new species and solve the murder, he shrugs. So I have to. Jude, a quick nod. Anything that ends the trial is okay with me. You haven't been drinking, she thinks, so maybe this time. Agreed, the public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go. Okay, she sighs. He sighs. We have a vehicle in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken in custody. Let's go. Oh, wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I am. The man looks westward impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket. Who am I? Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry. What? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Curon. She looks around. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe... It does explain a lot. If we is a gym teacher, Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair. The collection of found sportswear I've amassed. You love the retro style dance music. How are you able to perform 360-degree spin kick? Well, that was me putting skill points and reloading through the RNG. Also, this guy, just everything about this guy. When was this? When was I a gym teacher? In your 20s or late 20s, you really let yourself go since then. He looks you over. You said in Curon, I was a gym teacher there? Yes, you taught gym in Curon. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at high school. You were a high school teacher. The smell of sweat and glue. Worn floorboards. Why did I join RCM then? The regular, you found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that. You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope. Okay, I see. I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher. Where am I like this? It's not a mystery. Some chick you over. Also, you're a drunk. Some chick who? Dora something. Dora Ingerland? He thinks. Yeah, you mentioned her name. Not Dora Dubois. Wait, Dora Ingerland. Something like that. Half of a son, so we weren't even married. No one is married anymore in this is Revachol. What was this? God, I don't know. He thinks 6 years ago, She was way before my time. 6 years. Six years? Yeah, oh, 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora England really told you a new one. A big one. Who was she? Incredibly... Oh. Right. Huh? She was extremely hairy, gorgeous, a gorgeous bourgeois woman, wayfish, like a... Is that what I should be saying? Snow... Welkin? What? Heartbreak. I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you form a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from. Look, she turns to face the sea. The sun is about to go down. It's time to go home. I think she taught in the Academia de Arts. East of the river, way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. Isn't an egg all chicken? My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this. Not a psychologist, several degrees harder. Whoa, is there something harder than psychiatrist? He pauses to think. Forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that. I don't know, neurologist, neuropsychiatrist? Is there such a thing? In other words, he's heard enough about this. Okay, I'm a dirty cop working for... Oh, am I a dirty cop? No. No, because a suspect seemed to think you're too unstable to work for the mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you. I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit. He would immediately backpedal out of it. What kind of station is it? Us, we're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us. That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have a Captain Price. You have Captain Price. Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station, and the district is too big, which is why we need to. He tilts his head northward. Get back to it. We left Thorson and McLean to run Sea Wing. It's no good. Mac the torso Thorson and Chester McLean. She arches an eyebrow. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me, things are shaky as it is. They are iconic though. Thorson and McLean. An iconic duo, I take it. Not now. Of course. So what if I said that? Yeah, not like us. 2 clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast there? Here. We're garbage. And the Sea Wing is... God, his size. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualize it as a task force. It was a mistake. There's also a lot of outside help involved. Not only me. He smiles. Other losers too. He's anything but a loser, although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way. And Price is... Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM. He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky. Somewhere under the curved roof of a former soup factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, police captain Ptolemy Price, I forgot is that a silent P or not, sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Goldlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the street. They speak of event of April and blood on the streets in May. So I work for the bloody murder station. Okay, it's not a bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there hard every day. Jamrock is the greatest ghetto in Revachol, Falberg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us. The press will blow over, he says in a reassuring tone. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the district. You're lucky to have it. Thank you again, Lieutenant. I need to tell Lena about this ASAP, about the phasmid. Who's Lena? The cryptozoologist. She lives in the Jamrock. She told me about the phasmid. Well, good luck finding her once we get back. She and her husband were conducting a search for the phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. He turns to you. I'm sure we'll find them. They should know as soon as possible. If we didn't get a photo, even if we didn't get a photo, she's going to be over the moon. Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now? Well, first, I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. He loves the reports. It will have to be good to cover all this. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain. About what? He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be hard to spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate. Want to do that at Station 41? Talk to Captain Price. I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering. No, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41. Work with Price? A crooked smile quivers on his lips. I'm flattered, but I don't know if I would fit in. Am crazy enough? Can take the stress? He doesn't know how to finish a sentence. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss. Flattered? You Lieutenant Kitsuragi, we would be flattered if you even considered. The man turns very serious all of a sudden. I would have to tie things up in Greek first, G-R-I-H, but I mean whatever is coming, Jamrock will be whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor. And we all have a huge caseload, Lieutenant, she says with a smile. Piles that we need to get back to, mountains even. I do like the sound of that, he returns a smile. I got a achievement. We recruited Kim. Awesome. Wait, Kim's not married, right? Oh no, I've completely forgotten about that as well. My memory's terrible. So bad. It's kind of weird because Harry's got a bad memory too. If he's not married, has he got a thing with Judith, or Judith has got a thing with Kim? I do like the sound of that. He returns a smile. He's really considering it. I'm ready. End. Good. She looks at you. Then, Vikamir. Let's go. The man points down the street. Tramp brought the motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock. Under the noonday sky, the great district hums. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Why is it using a dot instead of a comma? Fire traps, as far as I can see. From Main Street to Precinct 41 to Boogie Street, forking into snow-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits in a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue des Sons, Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. What? In Old South, a man without eyelids smile. Spring has come. It's time. Torsen, yes. McLean, yes. Hiddlestam, no. Vicamere, yes. Dubois, of course. What is this? Really? Nix Gulib looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say it that like it's a bad thing, Captain Ptolemy's Price gesture with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in the office and curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He's pulled through. When he does, he'll side with the RCM. Understood. Goodlib returns to the list. Me not? Of course. Wonderful, the woman looks north. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now? What is this? What is going on? Oh, wow. That's it. Oh, I turned up the music, so there's no music running. I guess in a way that might be okay. Wow. Hey, I can't even press escape. There's no music. What? I don't even know where to begin. This has been quite an adventure. 1 hour. 1 hour to get through all that. From leaving the island after that bit to through this whole talk debrief. It is incredible. It is. I don't have words. I've been thinking about this. How, if I were to write my thoughts for this, I don't even know how to put it together other than using words to try to describe it. It's melancholy. It's misery. It's painful. Decay. Messy. But somehow we got through. Somehow. And okay, this is going to be a jumbled thought of mine. Very, very jumbled. I think there's a part of me that would have preferred this to be a point and click adventure / visual novel / choose your own adventure rather than stats based narrative storytelling RPG. But I understand it's an RPG, and when it, with this sort of RPG, stats it has to be involved, right? There's dice rolls, there's RNG. You give yourself skill points. It makes sense. But for me personally, I'm not really into the stats-based gaming. And I've been trying to think, is it possible to make a pure story mode, choose your adventure type without the stats for this game? I'm thinking, I don't know. It's hard to say because I'm only seeing certain paths, right? I think there are certain orders you can play this in. Certain events might happen differently. I've read about that ending with the tribunal. There are certain, spoilers. If you get to this part, everything's spoilers. Mankind, be vigilant, we loved you. There are certain things that's set in stone. I'll say that. What happens now? That's it. There's a hardcore mode. Hardcore mode is existentially difficult. Checks are harder and healing items are more expensive. Choose your clothes and thoughts wisely. For your sweat and toil, tasks reward a small amount of extra XP. A small amount of XP. So that's the thing. The game makes you it feels like you're struggling. It feels like you're trying to live in the shoes of Harry and going through this town, just scraping by. It has that feeling like you could lose that moment. So that's why I can see where the RNG really stands out in this game. Well, the stat stuff stands out. You don't know. Of course you can reload, right? But there are points in the game where you try to reload, you're already 10 levels deep in the dialogue tree or something like that. And do you honestly want to go through all that again just to test out, to get a successful roll, right? So there is that risk there. And I was thinking, what if you get 100% for everything you pick? It would definitely change the game. But would it be for the worse? Like for a very casual, very, very casual player like myself. I'll get to the money thing, which I've brought up several times already. But I will bring it up for the roundup conclusion discussion. Can I delete stuff? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. I don't know, I should attempt to delete stuff while talking. Maybe not. Let's not do that. I'll just try to finish talking. Like I can understand that the stats RNG RPG element it adds to it, but the dice roll stuff is only a partial to what gives this game that sense that you're on the edge. The conversations, just because like there are a few times that you shouldn't be really picking every single dialogue. You shouldn't really be I mean, you can. Like for me, I shouldn't be picking through it. I shouldn't be picking through it because characters can remember that what you picked, and it could have an influence. You don't know, or it paints you at a certain type of character, right? That's the role-playing element. What are you role-playing as? Am I role-playing as like what you've seen? Like I'm a very apologetic cop, supposedly a moralist, a centralist, for that character. Not that it really influences the ending. And of course there are end state, right? Where you lose a fight, your health drops down. That does happen, but that's not the focus of this game. There are so many elements that I'm incapable of describing in great details. I lack that skill to be able to examine this at a gameplay level, the mechanics level, story level, lore level, character level. There is so much more to it. I don't know. I'm just touching upon bits and pieces only. Just bits and pieces, very lightly, disconnected. And I don't like using this word either. It's dense. This is a short form way of describing this whole thing. It's too dense for my understanding, and that's not at fault of this game. I don't get it. A lot of the stuff I don't get. The socio-political stuff. It's messy, just like real life, I guess. I think that's the message I took from that. And the developers have somehow, I don't have a deep background or medium background into understanding of social politics. Like basic, very basic. Even that, I don't think sufficient to interpret what is presented in this game, the story. I am rambling. I will continue ramble until I've had it. I might continue rambling about it in a separate thing. I don't know. Anyway, trying to get back to it. It feels like they've constructed a series of ideas based on our world's concepts. Like as I say, the socioeconomic stuff. I don't know if they've somehow mashed words together or created new words. Some terms might exist that I cannot completely verify. Yeah, they talk about capitalism, communism, socialism, but they also have other terms that's put together that's different, but sound familiar and similar to our world, right? And that's the lore, the world building in this game. Just like, if you look at fantasy games, fantasy stories, they have their version of what we know. An abstraction, maybe a reinterpretation, a reconfiguration, a different version, maybe. I don't know. Possible. And then there's the thing about the pale. What is that? I guess I could have found out more, right? It feels like a sci-fi thing. Are we at the edge of what we understand? Has that somehow affected all the characters? Has it also affected Harry or Harrier? There is a sense of there's somberness? No, poignant, bittersweet. There are moments where I get goosebumps or my skin crawl. I don't understand it, but it somehow was able to affect me in a certain way. I mean, there are long moments of coldness in this game, like cold, distant, disconnectedness, especially in the writing. I don't quite grasp it. Again, that's me, but there is something about it that brings me into it. I don't even know that it envelopes me at the same time. I don't even know how to describe the pale at the moment. I have no idea. It sounds like some sort of spatial anomaly that's slowly absorbing this entire universe, this world. But at the end, we're talking about there is a sense of hope, and we're not talking about the end of the world. But after talking to Joyce, it's like, oh, what's the point? What's the point of what we're doing? It's all getting eaten away. It's all getting absorbed, consumed by this pale. I don't know. I say I don't know a lot because I there's no way for me to describe any further about it. It feels as if I have bits and pieces, patches of ideas, my own interpretation, my own discoveries. I want to say there's a lot of layers to it as well, which is a very stereotypical thing to try to describe. Again, I don't have a better way of describing it. Oh, part of the sound mix, I don't know if it's called sound mixing, but sometimes it's extremely loud. I don't know why, even when I've got it set in low or lower setting. It's just odd like that. What else? Yeah, the sadness, if I didn't say that already. The characters are more to me about what they represent rather than as a not full-fledged, but a multi-dimensional character. I don't know. With what we see as psychologically believable. I don't know if that makes sense. Like the assassin, the murderer, Dross. He seems to represent a extreme thought. Would such a person exist in real life, in our world? Perhaps. I'm not quite sure. But each character seemed to represent a certain side of ideas, ideals. Maybe. I don't know. But that's fine. That's not a problem. It serves the story very... I think they serve the story well. But if one were to try to approach it like, oh, are they truly a three-dimensional character? Do they grow? That sort of stuff. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't say. I can't say adequately. I mean, I cannot... well... I cannot say for certain if that is true or not. Um, I think when I first started playing this game too, I don't know, for a long period of time, it's hard for me to be fully connected. I know I did say it connects me just now. It does connect me through how it's presenting the story in that regard. But in terms of me being fully... I don't fully understand the world, the universe itself. So there is that coldness, as I've said before. So there is connection, but disconnection at the same time. It's paradoxical. I'm lost for words. I don't know how else to approach this. I do say a lot of ums now. Have I completely exhausted what I can say? I think I might have. Yes, I've skipped a lot of the side quests. I needed to push through because that's the other thing. I've gotten to a point where I feel I've been in this far too long. I do feel that weight, that toil of the character going through things. Partially because of the mechanics, the running around. There's some awkwardness in terms of moving around the map. There's no fast travel. But it sort of adds, as I say, adds to that toil of the character. Feels like there at any moment there is a possible loss. So narratively speaking, it's quite well done if that's what they're going for. The stuff that I don't get is the very layered, in-depth talk of the socioeconomic stuff. But that forms part of this game, right? Socioeconomics, psychology, the metaphors, representation, idealism, ideology, metaphysics, maybe? At times it does feel dry. It is a lot of things at the same time. What else is there? Voice acting is fine to me. Oh, the system where you're talking to yourself, the conceptualization, logic, limbic system. I thought that was interesting. They form part of your teammates, right? Giving you suggestions, sometimes going against each other. Oh yeah, I did say this before, so sorry, smack my lips. It's not ideal to pick every single choices if there is a particular type of role you're trying to play as. I'm trying to appear almost impartial, but still have my own point of view. It's difficult. It would be nice if there is a way of playing this without the stats. But I don't know how they would be able to implement that, because it does play a role. Say you get 100%. It doesn't mean getting 100% roll. I'm talking about the success rolls. It might not be a good idea, which we've seen before. So you can choose if you want to pick it or not. I think it would be too difficult for them to implement it in a sensible way. If they were to try to add that mode, a non-stats based mode or something, would it be like you always get 100% if you select it, or would you get a choice failed or success? It's up to you to pick it. Failed roll, success roll, what would happen? I don't know how they would. This game feels like there's a lot of stuff they would have to rebuild if they were to try to put that update in there. But if they build it from scratch with that in mind, it would be a lot of work still. What I'm saying is I'm terrible with stats and role plays. And I sort of cheesed it Okay, this is what I do. I gave myself mostly on the psychological side of things. Sort of. Initially, when I started off, I feel like as a detective, you're gonna need that. It sort of worked out, but I get into a conversation. I'm going, oh wait, you're gonna need that amount of score. All right, let's hop out. I did save it before. Pump myself up with the points that's needed to get a success, and also give me the clothes that will give me the bonuses. That's how I approached it. It doesn't flow well, but that's how I want to do it. Like, I don't like going around grinding, quote unquote grinding. It's not really grinding because you're playing the story, right? You're discovering the worlds. But I didn't want to focus too much on the side quests. It looked like I've gone through quite a lot of the quests though. So I've only have a handful left, whatever that is. What? 10? Less than 10 left? But there might be more that I didn't discover. Like through hidden dialogues and like deep dialogue layers. Oh yeah, the other thing I want to talk about, money. I just didn't like the idea of having no money and needing to pick up the junk. I get what they were trying to do, make you feel even more downtrodden. You're a struggling detective, loss of memories, no cash, and you're struggling to get money. But I feel for me, that's slowing me down. If they do have an easier mode, maybe make it so you don't have to worry about money. I think that's probably the easiest way to go about implementing a so-called easy mode for this game. Like, don't have to worry about money. Or maybe, yeah, don't have to worry that much about money and higher chances of success. I think they could do that, an easier mode with that. But, you know, trying to put high success rate for everything, not quite sure. Or maybe giving you more XPs. That would be an easier mode. Yeah, and let you distribute as you see fit. That's another way of doing it. But yeah, I had to cheat, edit my save files to give me more money. So I didn't have to worry about sleeping problem at the hotel. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Kim, like, I liked his character. He's good to have around. He tries to keep everything not center as in focus on what we should be doing. I like that, you know. I dread not having him there, like when he had to return the corpse. Did Elizabeth die? I don't know. I don't think she did. It was just three people from the Union side, including Titus, right? That was horrible. But fortunately, Kim didn't die. Glad I got the good stats for that. I feel like there is something about the mercenary part of the story that didn't really tie it up very well. But there were just very angry people. Which is understandable. Though they do have a very violent background in the first place, right? Like from their experiences, their job, their psychology, the mental state. It all adds to it. There were a few moments where I was just terrified what would happen, as I mentioned before, to Kim, as well as Ruby. You know, I didn't want her to take her own life, but she'll always be watching over her back. She's completely paranoid now, thinking that the mob is after her. And, you know, there's a possibility that she might one day use her exit plan. But again, some people say that she's not like that. Hopefully she doesn't, but our story ends here, doesn't it? That's it. Everything beyond is just our imagination of what we've experienced, what we've learned in this game. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff to think of. Oh, that's right. I didn't do a very major part of the side quest. Spoilers here. This is what I've read up. Okay. Major spoilers, like about my gun. I didn't help Everard because I couldn't stand Everard. I like the very thought of getting my hands dirty on Everard. It could have an impact on other people. I just couldn't take it. And Everard, yeah, there's a connection through the side quest with Everard that will, I think, if I remember correctly and understand correctly, allow me to find my gun, I think. But I just didn't want to get involved with Everard at all anymore. Joyce was an interesting character. She reviewed to us about. It feels like she has an understanding of the different layers or of the society, the different hierarchies perhaps, and she has an understanding of the Pale. People might say that, oh yeah, she's cowardly, she ran off, but in a way she sort of did help us with a lot of things already, and what happened next, it's not really her areas of expertise. You could say that. I'm saying that. But I think they suggest that she helped us later on to prevent the mercs from coming back. I think she presented a case to the company or something like that. That they're not allowed to come back and, you know, pursue their vengeance again. But yes, I can't think of anything else. Oh, there's Clarice. She's... yeah. I don't even know how to even talk about her. And her relationship with, I've got the guy who got killed. It's not Larry, is it? Completely forgotten. There's so many names. There is something strange about it. You know, she and him, there's this weird, destructive, almost destructive, nihilistic approach to their desire for each other. That's the best I could come up with. And their view, is that the right word? Nihilistic? It's scary. But they're drawn to each other in that regards. And she feels that sadness when he's gone. Yeah, that's understandable as well. And Dross, with everything it comes down to, was his jealousy. After he went through an entire life, it was just, I suppose, conditioned to believe, you know, at a young age, to fight in a war for the ideology. But it never worked out. But he's alone with his thoughts, constantly ruminating. Is that the right? No, that's not the right word. Just thinking over and over again. Somehow his mind he just slips more and more into this, I don't even know what I would call a perspective. Isolated. His mind changes. Not changes, it just becomes, I suppose, driven to madness with a mixture of jealousy. I don't know if there's anything else to say. I'm sure there is a ton of stuff, but I don't know. At this moment, I'm not sure what else to add. If there's anything, I don't know. I say I don't know a lot. I don't know, and I think I feel maybe those are the words I say a lot. It's a space filler. Smacking my lips. Yeah, I think this is it. Thank you, Zaum, for bringing Disco Elysium. Whether or not I'll revisit some of the side quests, I don't think so. Maybe. But for now, I won't be. I like to keep it open. Thank you for Disco Elysium. Thank you anyone that's watching this on the archives, lurking. I appreciate it. It has been quite a journey. I hope you all take care, stay safe, have a good day or night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye.